and welcome to Model Kit Stuff, and in today's first impressions video we're going to be having a look at the Occre 1/24 scale Berlin tram. So as we look at the box, the box has a paper cover which shows you the details of this specific kit and gives you an idea of what you're going to get in there, even some of the built-up sub-assemblies. Tells you the scale, which is 1/24, and it gives you the kit number here, which is 53004. Now if you look on Scale Mates, it'll tell you that this is a 132 scale kit. Why that is, I don't know. It's clearly 1/24. There's a little cutout here which looks into the clear box that comes with a number of the parts, so you can see some of those parts there. As we go over to the ends, it tells you a little bit about the model, or about Occre. It says made in Europe. I believe they're Spanish. I have a number of their ship kits. Yeah, I think they're based in Barcelona. And then this side, the paper folds over and it shows you some of their other kits, which are also predominantly wooden kits. So Stevenson's rocket, some other ships and carriages, and then that continues over onto the back of the box where we've got some carriages and some more trams, none of which are the London tram, which is the other tram that I have from them. Okay, let's take a look in the box. The packaging's quite good. We get a cardboard box which has little fold-out sections with different bits in, and then we have this plastic box which has the small parts in, which is not uncommon amongst wooden ship manufacturers, that they put lots of small parts into these plastic containers. And actually, I'll show you when we get this out, you can link them together and make quite big storage areas. They're really handy to keep hold of. Let's have a look at the contents. So the instructions consist of two booklets. You have this booklet here, which is A4 stapled in colour, and is basically just photographs referencing part numbers and showing you the assemblies, and we'll look closer at that in a minute. And then you get another booklet, there's two of them here, which has the instructions that go with the photographs, and they're in two different languages. So we've got English and we've got Spanish. So if we get rid of the Spanish one, because I can't read that anyway, and keep the English one, what you'll see is it says photo 1 and gives you a description of what you need to be doing. Also, we have a full parts list, and on the back page we have pictures of some of the parts, the laser cut wood, and I think that is wire that we have to cut to shape. I think that's like a template. So it talks about their website, their Facebook and YouTube channels, and then customer service contact information. You've got a little bit of history about the actual tram. So this is a 1903 tram, and then what you have to do is cross-reference the instruction with the photo. So for example, if we take step 1 as an example, it says glue and fit the supports 2 and 3 onto the platform 1. Make sure that they are perpendicular to the platform. Use white glue. And when you look at this, it's showing you those parts and the numbers. So you've got part 1 there, the deck. Part 2, which are these supports for the seats, effectively, and part 3 are the parts on the other side. And then part 2, you'd be fitting more parts, and so on and so forth, and that's how you progress. So that's that sheet done. If we look at the photographs, what we can see is we build up the inside of the carriage first. So we're building up the seats. We've got nice cross-sectional photographs there. It's all photographs of the actual build, showing you that you're using different woods to get that stripped effect, showing the orientation of the seat backs there. This is building up window frames using some acetate sheet. Then as we go through, we've got painting instructions. It has a little icon for painting. You've got it shows you the actual build, so you can see the actual colours, you can see the brass parts and the acetate going on. So it takes you through it step by step. So we're building the ends of the carriage there, and we're at step 10, and we've basically built the carriage inside, and we're starting to build up the roof structure. So you can see there, it shows you what you need to do for planking it, and you're going to do that all the way up and cut that out where you've got windows and bits and pieces. Use your offcuts or whatever. Then we build up this little section here, which is the ventilation strip on the top of the roof, how to make the panels with all the relevant measurements, so nice and clearly done. It's very well laid out. Then it shows those panel parts going in. This is the end of the carriage here, so the step-on, step-off platform being built up, painted, handle going on, how to do those rounded areas, and then you're decking it and painting it. We've got we've got the first white metal parts going on here with the controls. Then we're using brass rods to make these little grab handles and bits and pieces. So we're at 20 steps here. Then we plank up the roof, and it shows you there about painting instructions, so with the light bulbs, the light fittings that go inside the carriage, sanding it all down, painting the inside of the roof, and then we start assembling the running gear. So I mean, they screw on. You've got some drilling instructions, gives you the diameters of the drill, how to make springs, suspension springs I'm guessing, which again comes out of the brass wire supplied. Quite a complex little assembly, but these bits here are all white metal. The front piece is white metal, so all you've got to do is clean that up and it's ready to go. And the castings are usually pretty good. We'll have a look at those in a minute. And then as we flip over, we're building more of the detail now. We've got something going on the roof there. Oh, it's like the rack that the electric connector goes onto. Got the little gate. Again, it's cast metal, so you can't open and close it or anything. And it would have been better if that was in photo etch maybe. It would have been a little bit finer, but no worries. Then we've got more wood strips going on the top, showing you that you need to paint it and then add this, so that's nice and clear. I didn't see them putting the decals on, and they're not actually decals. No, they suddenly appear, don't they? Yeah, at this stage when we're painting, we're putting those on. So finishing touches, quite a bit of making your own parts from the bits that they've supplied, and then there's your finished tram. So 47 steps all in all. So it then shows you the kit, and then they're showing you some aftermarket. So you get a motorised pack for it, which I've not got, and you can get a little display stand for it. So that's the instructions. These are the decorative bits for the tram, and it gives you an idea of the size. The tram will be so big. and this is basically paper that you cut out, you glue on, and then you varnish over, and should look nice. And we've got various different signs and bits and pieces there. So in terms of parts, we get a bundle of wooden strips. So you can see here we've got walnut and various others, lime probably, and of lots of different diameters. So all the material that you'll need, you don't tend to get too much spare in Occre kits. We have some acetate. There is 4 strips of acetate here, so plenty of acetate for all those windows and things that we need to do. Then we have the wooden parts. Now these are all laser cut, and it's all plywood, but the whole of the kit gets painted, so that's not an issue. And as you can see, the standard of the parts is good. The plywood is a really good quality. So what you just do is cut through the tabs and file that down, and you've got a perfectly good usable part. So we've got this fret here, which is one of the smaller frets. This paler wood tends to be used for some of the main parts that you're then going to be planking on top of, and what I can see is it's slightly bowed, so we will have to soak and flatten that come the time. Then we have this part, and this is the flooring that we saw, and some of the internal structures there, and again that is slightly bowed. The woods themselves, some of them are quite nice, so if you wanted to use them natural and varnish them up, they would look okay. All well laser cut. Different woods have different thicknesses depending on how structural they are. So we've got things like the roof ribs here. But I mean, this is good quality material and very clearly laser cut. There's nothing shabby about this. These parts are lasered all the way through. You've not got part lasered parts that you're going to have to cut through with a knife. It's all very well done. This looks like a second one identical to the one we've just looked at. And then this last sheet, which is the thicker sheet, has things like the tram ends, the window frames, that's your grille there. I'm saying it's a thicker one, it's actually doubled up, so we get 2 of the same. You've got the doors and some of the running gear and so on that the white metal parts mount onto, so they can use it to build up thickness and strength. And that is fundamentally your main wooden parts. So we get a coil of quite thick brass wire. I would say that was easily 2mm, maybe thereabouts. So we have to do quite a bit of wire straightening, because these will be used for the grab handles, for example, that we saw were rod. So we don't have any rod, it's all coil. So you will need a wire straightener to progress this kit really. And then we have this plastic tray, which is really great because if you look at the ends, you can see they're connectable. So over time you can build up several of these and have quite a nice little small parts tray. In fact, it's the same tray that they use in their Occre workstation, and they just put a wooden handle on it, and it slides in and out of the shelf. So as we take this off, I can just get to it. There we go. We have lots and lots of smaller parts in here. So we have some thread. I've got to be honest, I didn't see where the thread was, but it's probably things like the emergency stop pulls and things like that. So we've got some 0.5mm thread here. We have more brass wire, and it's all high quality, it's all proper brass, there's no alloy here. We've got some brass strips, which are all cut to the same length. Nicely done. I didn't again see quite what they were for, but we only sort of charged through the instructions, didn't we? And then the metal parts, the cast metal parts, are really, really well done. And if you look at this one here, you've got a little bit of seam. You expect a bit of seam that you need to clean up with the file, but the casting is really crisp. So you can see all the individual springs in there. It looks really nice. These are the parts for that holds sort of like the running gear and what have you. You can see it's very, very crisp. There's no flash. They're not misformed in any way. Not quite sure what that is. It's in there, a bit of broken plastic. You've got the wheels here, again, lovely and crisp. They're not misshapen in any way. And then even the smaller parts, like the handles, really crisp. I mean, that's got quite a heavy seam on it, but that's all. And with it being white metal, it will clean up really easily. So some lovely little parts there, the handles and things, very authentic. These are your little stopping spring-loaded buffers. Again, they almost look machined. They're that well done. There's a little casting nub on it, but that's it. We've got door handles here. Once cleaned up, they'll look great. Parts of the structure that goes there, that's for a sign to go on. It's perfectly cast. And these are the little concertina doors, but you know, the cleanup is absolutely minimal on them. It's getting in and just whipping out a little bit of seam, but there's no flash. You're not going to have to spend hours cleaning these parts up. They're pretty usable straight from the off. Got the little screws in there. They supply you with some dome-headed brass nails for when you're nailing some of the planks in place, but then they'll be removed. And then we've got some brass chain and some loops and eyes. Which will be used in different parts of the construction. I've no doubt that we'll have thread passing through some of those at least. So the quality of the materials is really, really good. So there you have it, the Occre Berlin Tram in 1/24 scale, primarily wood with some metal parts. Now, what's my first impressions? Well, the one thing that stands out with Occre kits is the quality of the parts that they use. The wood is very, very good quality. It's free of knots. It's not roughly sawn. So yeah, it's very nicely done. The laser cutting is very, very precise and clean and well done. And the plywood materials are of the highest quality. And it's the same with the metal castings. They're very, very crisp. They're nice. They're flash-free. Easy to clean up. They're all straight. They're not misformed in any way. So they are, again, of the highest quality. Everything you get in this kit is of a very high standard. The instructions, once you get your head around how they work and you can link the text to the pictures, and you end up using the pictures a lot more than the text, which is quite brief. There is enough in there from my experience to get the job done. You just have to get in that way of working. But there's always, they're easy to contact and they do respond to you. So if you have any problems or you don't understand something, you can always get a little bit of help. Now, I particularly like Occre kits. I have a number of their ship kits as well, and it's the same there, that the quality is very good. I'm not necessarily going to say that they're the best ship kits in terms of historical accuracy, but when you come to this tram, it absolutely looks the part. The colours are right, the shapes are right. I think it's a fab looking kit, and I'm looking forward to getting to grips with this in a few months' time, maybe, when I'm ready to do something a bit different. Okay, I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in, or maybe been thinking about buying one of these kits or buying from this company, I certainly think that you won't be wasting your money investing in one of these kits. So yeah, thanks for looking in, everyone. Take care and I will see you soon.